Right, good afternoon. This is my Hymer Tag Axle coming up for sale, and I haven't cleaned her, and she did go out last weekend. Take her to a couple of the aviation meetings that I go to and fly-ins and things. So she does get used relatively regularly, particularly during the summer, and here she is. She's recently been MOT'd. I think it was probably about 2 months ago now. She failed initially just on headlamps, so we had brand new headlamps put in to here, and she also failed on some electrical wiring to the lights. One or two of the lights weren't working, so they've been repaired professionally, and she also failed on emissions. So she had a full service, fuel line clean, new filters and everything, and passed, and she's running absolutely superbly. She always ran superbly anyway, despite failing on the emissions, but they've all been sorted out, and it just turned out air filters and fuel clean and such like. So here she is. I haven't cleaned her, as I said, because she's been out. I'm going to go through the whole of the van on this video, bear with me, and let you know the negative sides. There's not many negative sides, but things that need sorting out. I'll start with the first one that's temporary. This window here has been boarded up, and the reason behind that is we left it open and drove off. This is one that's fine. We left it open, it blew off, we don't know where it went to. So we trying to source an original, but we've boarded it up. That's waterproof. It's just boarded up for now, doesn't look too bad. It just needs the outside skin, and we've just been trying to source one because we want the same. But if we can't source one, we're going to put a new window in. So you can take the van as she is now for £1,000 less, or you can take it at the advertised price when we've put the window in. So that we did when we went to Ireland, blew off on the way to Ireland. So I'll go from the back. So there you've got a ladder that goes up to the top, and there's a storage box on the top. Up on the top as well, you've got solar. There's several solar panels because she's got quite a good solar system inside. We have a box on the back that's on a bike rack. That up there is a reversing camera, but it's also a camera. It shows you exactly where you are for reversing, so you don't bump into any walls. There's also a rear view camera. There is an intermittent fault on that because the screen, I'll show it you inside, sometimes just goes blank and then comes back on again. So something's a little bit loose, and it's intermittent, and quite often I switch it on when we set off and it's not on, then it comes back on again as we're driving. On the back, that is a motorcycle rack. So it's a full rack, can be removed if you want to remove it, but we leave it on. So it's checker plated, takes a motorcycle. There are ramps for it as well. They're just not on here because I carry my paramotor with this, but there's ramps. I can actually see them. They're over there, that goes on, and they fasten on with a nut and a bolt that goes through there. It's just one ramp, and then it plugs into there, and you can roll your motorcycle up. The motorcycle rack is fully lighted up. All the lights work because it went in with the rack for the MOT, and they sorted all that out. So I'm coming around this side. Now what I didn't show you on the other side is there's lockers everywhere. These are additional lockers at the bottom. There's 3 on this side, and I believe 3 on the other side. Well, and 3 on this side. They're all lockable. There's all sorts of bits and pieces in there. There's leveling blocks, spare lights, and bits and pieces. That's the gas locker where the gas equipment is kept. You can put 2 bottles in there. We've got the Flammer F45S awning on it. The awning works. There is a small one of the legs, there's a plastic bracket that's broken. We still use it even though that bracket's broken. It's a fixing bracket, but we usually put a tie wrap around it. It does want a new bracket, and you can get them. I've just never ever got round to just getting the bracket, but works anyway. It's just a bracket for the leg. It's kind of on a swivel bracket. The leg swivels down and stands. That bracket's broken, so we still use the leg, but we just put a tie wrap round to make sure the leg doesn't come off. But it does want sorting because it's an expensive awning. That little box there, that's the external shower. The internal shower's in there, and you just pass the shower head out if you want to shower off all your sand and everything. So there's more lockers. There's a boot here, and I might open that up in a bit and show you when we've done the walk round. That locker also goes into the boot, the same boot. The boot is quite deep, but it's partially taken up by the water tank. The water tank's under there, but you get to that under the bed. Vents, and of course these are the lockers at the bottom I mentioned. And then there's another locker there. That locker goes underneath the seat inside. And there's a battery in there and a battery charging regulator for the solar that's inside there. We'll probably take a look. Sorry about the dirt, and there's a few cobwebs. Just wants a bit of traffic film remover on the front there. She's a little bit dirty. Okay. So a few graphics here from Morocco. The owner before me took it to Morocco a lot and travelled Portugal and Spain and Morocco. So you can see there's kind of some Moroccan graphics that have been painted on there. Anyway, so there she is. She's got all the lights up top. As I said, everything works, all the lights work. They were all done on the MOT. Electric hookup. I try to call it shore power because I've had experience with boats. So the electric hookup's in there. And access is either through that door. It's fully lockable. She's locked at the moment. I'm just about to unlock her and move some of this stuff. You'll see on the inside pictures, you won't see that cup because I'll be moving it in a minute. And here's the access to the driver's door. So I'll just grab the keys in actual fact and just open her up. Double throw. Now we're taking it. So here is the inside, and we'll go in a minute. Now as we go in, we have fire extinguisher here. Ignore my junk. I always moan when other people leave their junk on a walk round video. And we've got an inverter. There's an inverter there that gives you European and a British power outlet. So fire extinguisher, which is still in the green. Oops, looking the wrong way. It's still in the green. If we get the autofocus working. Inside, I'll just show you around now. We're going to replace this carpet on the top. You can make your own or you can actually buy them. We haven't got round to it, but we've done a lot in here because what we've done is we've removed them because this is soundproofing. So we've spent a lot of money on soundproofing. Here we have this kind of matting. It's proper soundproof matting. And on the top, underneath here, is the same soundproof matting. You might not be able to see it. And over the top of it is some soundproofing matting called Dodo matting. And the idea is they're quite noisy, and this has dampened down a hell of a lot of that road noise. You still get some transmission whine, classic from an old Hymer built on a Ducato Max chassis. But that soundproofing made a big difference. Now, because we've done the soundproofing, we've removed some of the carpeting. We've replaced some of it, as you can see here. But I think, there's a bit more to do, and you can have the carpeting I've got if you want to be able to do that. But that's the front. Both front seats have the drop-down Dubris with the adjustable armrests, so very comfortable, and these spin round, so that will spin round. You have to pull this forward to spin it round, otherwise the back hits here, but then you spin it round. and the other one will spin round to use the table there. So the captain seats, I believe they call them. You've got a step to get in here as well. There's a bit, so negatives, just to let you know, in that handle a mess, that handle's come out of there, so I always pull this to shut it, but you know, we were gonna just clean fill that in and carpet it like we've done on the inside. Just not got round to it. We've done lots of bits in here, as you'll see. Just, you know, a few more bits to do. That up there, as I mentioned, if we're focusing, I'll just get the focus key. That up there is the rear view mirror and reversing camera, and you switch it on from a little switch up on the top. All round you can see here, there are blinds. There are both blinds and curtains, a bit of redundancy. We tend not to pull the blinds down. What we do is we pull this curtain in the middle, but you can put the curtains all the way around the cab if you want, or use the blinds. Window here, sliding window, you have a little latch, and then you open and slide the window open, if that's in focus. So I'm inside now, and you'll have to forgive because we just need to hoover the floor. So this carpet is brand new. It's not a cheap carpet. We bought good quality stuff. We paid quite a few £100 for this carpet. Looks a lot nicer when it's hoovered up. As I said, we were at a meet last weekend, and usually the wife's in sorting it out, but we just haven't had time since that meet. But it's there now. I'll just walk you back. We are looking at the back, and I'll talk you through it. So towards the back we have a gas fire. That gas fire works. It's a Truma, and it also has blown heating. So you put the gas fire on, you can then turn on that heating if you like. So you get heating radiating from the fire, and you'll also get heating coming through the vents, and that works. To the right here you've got a wardrobe, which has a light that comes on as you open it, all in great nick, and plenty of hanging space there for all the clothes. They're all our holiday clothes. Okay, and the light goes off as you close it. In here as well, which we don't use, is a mast for the TV aerial. So you can put the TV aerial up, but we never use that now. Everything we do tends to be via the internet. So we have a sink with the taps, the electrics, they all work. We have the plug, and comes from the water tank, and we have 3 stove gas burner. All the rings work. They're piped from the gas. From the electric hookup, we've got an additional, it was here when we got it, but an additional power bank there for taking your power from. Here you've got the switchboard. You can test the battery. So there's 2 batteries, that's 1. So these are all being charged by the solar, and then the other battery 2 is also charged. You can also see the current being used by that meter there. So that's the electricity. This that says this here is the extractor fan, so it extracts from over here. Can't even remember what that is. These are the tanks. Now you've got water tank. You've got the water tank. These switches are a little bit dodgy. You could do with a bit of switch cleaner. I think they get greasy from the cooking. So you can see that's reading empty. It does work. The water tank's empty. We emptied it when we came back. And then, again, a little bit dodgy. Just give it a press. You have the grey water tank. And the grey water tank is also empty because we've emptied that here. We opened the valve at the back and it emptied. We emptied it on the grass, just grey water. So tanks, electricity, air thingy-majiggy. One of these is a light. I forget what that switch is now. It switches a light on. Oh, it's there underneath. So that switches a light on. and I forget, I can't even remember what the 1-2 switch is. Drawers, it's a little bit tatty, it has been cleaned, but there's all our bits in under the sink. Okay, so you can see everything fits under the sink, and they've all got these latching locks. You've got another cupboard here where we keep our kettle in and bits and pieces, and there is cupboard space everywhere. I mean, spice rack here that the wife tends to use for her towels, cupboard here, that's all our plates in bags. You have, that's for a TV, and we've just got some chopping boards in there. You know, it's the old-fashioned days, you need a little television in there, but we don't bother. Another cupboard, we've got some food in. Another cupboard with coffee in. And another cupboard, I just keep some bits and tools and things like that. So, as you can see, 3, 4 cupboards as we go across, and then you have these underneath. These things that look like hats, they're supposed to be little things you can put stuff in to stop them sliding around. There's a couple of those. We've got cupboards on this side. That one's empty. That one you get to the outside lights too, so you can change the bulbs, got an LED bulb in, and another cupboard here. We don't use these, there's that much storage, we hardly use them. So coming down to the table, we have a table here, there's a seat here. This is a captain seat, it swivels round, you can face it any direction. This table also extends, you can see some hinges there. The table underneath swings out to make a longer table with a leg. So you can have a big table there where everybody can sit and eat around the table. And in here, this will be full of my junk, got the curtain shut, but there's another box, and my wife's got her books in there and stuff. Oops, and window in there. All the windows have shades and, you know, full blinds, sorry, and also the fly screens that connect from the top. So they're not all perfect, some of them are a bit stickier to open, but they're generally there and in reasonable condition. I think it's this one, when you press this switch in, it's a bit sticky and that doesn't come out, so we normally end up just flicking that out with our finger. So some imperfections, but quite usable, and something maybe you'd think about changing. Right, we'll have a look here then. So the bathroom's to my left, but we'll just have a look at the berth. Now, as you can see here, there are cupboards all the way around. They all look like that. Bit of underwear in there, okay, for the girls, bit of underwear in there for the boys. So you'll see all the way around there's plenty of storage. There's a blind here, it's not in the best nick, it's a little bit pulled out at the top. A blind there at the back that we very rarely have open, because all you see is the rear, the box and the bike rack. And then we have one here, but this is the blocked off window at the moment. We've just got some boarding in there, keeping it waterproof. Got another box here, got some towels in it, but the most interesting one, I guess, for you is this one here. Inside that is the projector, and it's an Epson HD projector, and we used that because we thought it was a good use of space. It projects, and we've got it set so that blind is actually a screen, so you lay in bed, and it's the only time we watch telly normally is when we're in bed, and you can project TV onto there. And we normally use kind of one of those Android boxes on there. That's nothing to do with it, that's a mat board for a paramotor. And you've got lights as well, all these lights work. You've got reading lights, and that is the hot water heating, so the water heats up, you can set the temperature, you just turn it up to hot, and then you've got hot water, and that works very well. Lights everywhere, and we've got a carbon monoxide detector in here too, because there is gas. And then we're going to come into the bathroom, so it goes through this door with the locking latch, and And there's a thing on the floor. In here, you've got a hatch that opens up. I hope you can see it in focus. It opens up, you can push that hatch open. We have a shower that works very, very well. There's the little exit to go for the out, to pass the shower through if you want to wash off the sand. That's the floor. There's a little bit of dirt there. I do apologise. It wants cleaning. It's not stained. It just wants cleaning because we used it recently. You've got a bit of a hanging debris there, and the shower, and it's hot and cold on one continuous thing. You turn it on and it's hot. Keep turning it and it goes colder. Here, this is on a shower with a shower curtain. This is all brand new. There is actually a door for this. It's one of those concertina doors that folds in the middle. And the reason we've took that off is I'm just too fat. It's what I have to squeeze backwards through the door. So we put this shower rail and shower curtain in here, and it works much better. In mirror, you can see how fat I am. And then we've got the sink, and this all works with the plug. You've got some storage underneath, okay, for bits and pieces. Toilet roll holder, and then you have a cassette toilet. You've got mirrors all around and storage in there for everything. The toilet cassette is brand new. We put a brand new cassette in that, and we have actually somewhere, don't quote me, I think I've got a new toilet seat we never put on, if you're funny that way, but all that works well. Brand new toilet with a high level cassette. We got one with the wheels and the handles so you can pull it along. We're getting a bit older now. We don't like carrying things. So that's it. I've left everything open here. This is a sofa, but it also pulls out into a bed. So you've got a bed at the back and a bed here. Oh, let me tell you about the bed. I'm ever so sorry. This bed is a full-size queen, and the mattress is brand new. We have used it about 14 times, the mattress, but we use a mattress topper, a mattress protector on it. This is not a cheap mattress. It was an expensive mattress. It's got over 1,000 pocket springs with a memory foam topper on it, and it's extremely comfortable, and you can bounce up and down on one side and the other person doesn't rock and roll. So that mattress is coming with it. My wife argued with me. She wanted to keep it, but I think it's appropriate for the motorhome. You can see there the mattress with the foam memory topper. Wasn't a cheap mattress. So we did that because we are quite heavy, and it gives us a lot more comfort. So that pulls out into a bed, as I said. Apologies, this is my stuff left in here underneath, because there's just some stuff that I was taking to the local event, but there's more cupboards there at the back, so there is storage everywhere. You've got a bit of a hanger there. You also have the doors there, which are also barn door, if you call it, so you can open the top and close the bottom if you want. And there's a few air vents you might see kicking around that come from the heating. That there, those vertical things, they're part to do with the awning. That's the winder, and that's a brace that goes on the awning. Above me then, so this is quite good. This is skylight, and it has the blinds and the fly screen on. You can probably see now that's the fly screen. This all works. You get the handle, you wind it, and it opens that up to let some air in, and it opens all the way up. I'm just not going to bother now, or you'll have me puffing and panting on the video. Oh, okay. And then you put that there. So now the next one, there's a bed up here, okay, with a mattress. That mattress comes with the bed. I'm just going to open it, so do two hands. It's on kind of a seatbelt buckle there. You open that, so just bear with me. Yeah, you have to use two hands, because you have to push it up, take the tension off it and let it down. So then that, you see this whole mechanism comes down. You move the seat back as well. You'll see at the moment the bed's just touching the top of the seat, but you move the seats back and then it slides all the way down. In here, it's got the original, well, I think it's the original mattress, but the mattress is in great condition. And you have the curtains that you can pull round to shut this off as a bed if you need additional sleeping. So you've kind of got 6, if you like. That's a double bed. Definitely a double bed at the back. You can get 3 in if you float that way. This is kind of a 1.5. You can get 2 people in. You can definitely get 2 kids in. 2 adults. Be cosy. Depends how cozy you like to be. Another negative side then is the headlining at the front, as you can see, that I get nagged about all the time about repairing, has come away. The headlining's it's not ripped or anything. It really could do with just reattaching and re-gluing. And the reason I've never got round to it is we'd never use this. The kids have grown up now, and you can't see it. It's hidden away once we put this up. So I was going to use 2 hands again and put this away, or I'll get into trouble. So as you can see, that bed mechanism, it comes down with that light that works all the way down. You've got a window breaker hammer there, should you decide that you need to get out quickly. But it's had all blinds all the way around. Glove box, that's a drinks holder, and the idea is you put it on, and as you go around the corners it moves, keeps your drink stable. There's the keys in my pocket. What I'm going to do then is come to the dashboard. So there's no radio in it. If you want one, you have to put it in. We don't use it. The wife uses her iPod and her iPhone or her iPad and one of those speakers, those wireless speakers. So we just never bother with that. And we did want to think about putting something in it just to make it look neat and tidy, but we haven't. That's the power socket. We use the power sockets there. That's not part of it. Got a dashboard. There's a load of paperwork for it. There's a dashboard. Glove box, should I say. That all works fine. And that doesn't work, but it's installed. It's never worked since I've had it. It's a cruise control. It don't come on. I don't know whether it's just a wiring issue, whether it's disconnected. I've got no idea, but it is in there. And that's basically it. So that, as you can see, that carpet on the top, we were going to find a black one or even mate one. We did have some carpet we were going to cut out, use that as a template and just have it edge seamed at a local place here that does that kind of stuff. They've got an on-off button there. That's a fuse board. That's your isolator for all your 12 volt. Okay, so I did have the keys in my pocket. Here we go. So I haven't started this. You'll see the temperature will be cold, but she always starts first chuck. So I'm just going to put the keys in. The gears are on here. If you've never used a column shift, that's what they call it in America before, it's very easy and intuitive. There's the neutral. So keys are in, you turn it on, you just give it that second. We're in neutral. I'm putting my foot on the clutch anyway, and she starts first time every time and runs absolutely superb. We've had a new belt from the alternator, and that's it. She runs beautifully and it's a lot quieter now since we've had that soundproofing. Plenty of mirrors, okay, blind spot mirror, both sides as well. I think I'll finish off by just showing you one more negative thing on the mirror. But that's basically it. I'll turn this off, got a different camera, I'll have a quick zoom. You might have got, that might be a little bit better, I don't know, or worse. This is an iPhone camera, so that's having a look round. I'll shut up all these cupboards now, or I'll get into trouble from the lady. And there she is, in my mobile, a little clock. There's the bed. Made a mess, I get into trouble. There we are. Last look around, and then I'll just quickly take you around the outside. Oh, I didn't mention, let's just open this. Got a deadlock on here, and the normal lock. Open that up. There's a step, and the carpet's just coming off a bit, but there's some switches here, and that step is electric and goes up and down. So I'm just going to leave that and I'll put it down. I'm going to get out. Oh. So the next thing I'm going to do, that swings back and clips in here. Another negative is they need replacing. They're not tight anymore. So there's a tendency for it to blow open. We put a bit of bungee cord on it sometimes, and these are viable. Just not got round to it. There's the stable door. So I'll shut this up. This here is the cartridge for your toilet. So you can see in there that is a cartridge system. That's a brand new cassette that we've put in there. And then what I'm going to do now is just going to open these bottom drawers, just so you know all the extra storage space that's in there. And I think that's it. I think you can see the solar panels up there. You probably can't get up high enough, but I think there's 3 up there. Don't quote me. I think there's 3 big solar panels. We never ever have any battery issues ever, and we went away to Ireland for a couple of weeks last year and she runs absolutely superb. So let's get these doors open. This is the door that goes to the boot, but there, that wood is where the water tank is behind. It is a plastic, it's a new water tank. It's got a new pump in it as well, a new whale pump. We bought an original. You can see that goes, you see the light through there, that's the boot at the back. I'll show you. One of the problem that it's got is this does lock, but that wood is knackered there and needs sorting out. So it all locks up, but it has become a bit loose. You push that in, you turn it, push it in and lock it, but that's not ideal. It does all lock up, but that's something that needs a bit of pasting, that anti-rot resin stuff. And there's that back drawer. Back to the motorbike rack again, almost where we started, and you can see that's the boot. It's held up by a strap that goes to there, and the motorbike rack. Oh, that's where the ramps go. There's the bolt for putting the ramp on. I'll probably show you the ramp on the way back. I ought to put it back on here, but I take it off because my paramotor goes on there. And then you've got these strapping loops, of course, for strapping your motorbike on, should you decide to have one. Another negative then is these locks on here. So what we do is we put a ratchet strap around that, because these locks, that they can come open even when it's locked. That's the box open. You can see that's a paramotor wing and a windsock. But that's the box, and you can put a load of stuff in there. It used to lock, but I think these, you probably think that these seem to have just ovaled or just worn out. So that catching mechanism there, they pull open. So what we do is we've just got one of those little ratchet straps, and it's the same as on the top one. We've never had that open. There could be all sorts of goodies in there. I might send my son up to have a look, but it has a security strap, a ratchet strap, to make sure it doesn't blow open, and we just put one round there too, and just holds it shut. So there she is. I'll take a step back. As you can see, so we've got other rails going up to the top. She's 94, I believe, 93, 94. She runs absolutely superbly. Mechanically, she's completely intact. Oh, the last thing I did mention, I said I'd talk to you about, was just the mirrors. Last little negative thing that I can think of, there's a few bits and pieces all over, but this one's okay. It's this one. You see it's a bit of corrosion on the bottom of there, so I want a good wire brushing down. I think it's still strong, and some paint on there, just looks a little bit rough. And we want some traffic film remover on this. It does clean up with soap, look, it's just filthy. I've just not got time, not had time recently, but you know, we might get to it. But anyway, there she is. Let me know.